When Daniel moved into the old apartment, he thought the creaky wooden floors and peeling wallpaper were the only things he'd have to deal with. The rent was cheap, and he needed a fresh start. The landlord had warned him about the thin walls, noisy neighbors, muffled voices, but he wasn't prepared for what he actually heard. The whispers started his first night. Low, hushed voices seeping from the walls, indecipherable but constant. He pressed his ear to the cracked plaster, convinced it was just the people next door. But the apartment on the other side was empty. Each night the whispers grew louder. Sometimes they giggled like children playing a cruel joke. Other times they sobbed, wailing in misery. Daniel tried to ignore them, drowning the noise with music, but the voices only seemed to crawl beneath the melody, weaving themselves into every note. One night, as he lay in bed, the whispers stopped. Silence. For the first time in weeks he felt relief, until he heard the scraping, a slow, deliberate scratch against the wall behind his headboard, like fingernails clawing their way through. His breath caught. He turned on the lamp, heart hammering. The scratching stopped. Slowly he reached out and ran his fingers over the wall. The paint felt cold, almost wet. And then, a breath. Warm, damp air exhaled against his fingertips. Daniel jerked away, stumbling backward. The whispering returned, louder now, desperate. He grabbed his phone, fumbling to call the landlord. Before he could dial, a new sound filled the room. A voice, clear, right behind him. "Let us out!" Daniel spun, but he was alone. The walls trembled, bulging outward like some things were pressing from the other side. The wallpaper split, revealing rotten wood and something else, fingers, dozens of them, clawing, stretching. The last thing Daniel heard before the walls gave way was laughter, high-pitched, gleeful, hungry.